And now, a CBS 42 special, Inside College Football, Iron Bowl edition, presented by Jack's, proud sponsor of college football for more than 50 years.
And with that, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Iron Bowl. You're looking live at Jordan-Hare Stadium as the crowd is stirring, getting ready for this big game coming up here at 2:30. And, of course, Alabama's been looking forward to this one since last year when they had a 24-point lead, only to see Auburn race back, win that in the national championship. Now, Auburn, of course, they're looking for a win here to try to erase those 4 losses this season. But of course, CBS 42, the largest sports team in the state, is bringing you the action all live today. And of course, around the horn, you can see Patrick Claybon and Jim Dunaway there on set there in Auburn. And of course, Alex Corddry and Lauren Sisler are out and about. They'll all have reports here in a couple of minutes. But sadly, I drew the short straw as I'm here with Scott Fitzgerald Griffin. Is that your middle name, by the way?
No, it's not even close to being accurate.
But it is good to be here on Iron Bowl, Griff. Of course, another big game for us in this state. Potentially 3 straight national championships if Alabama wins and they get a little help.
Yeah, and 4 straight years, and I didn't realize this till I heard it earlier this week, that somebody is coming to this game in the top 2. Right. So there's always been a big implication on the game just because we live here. But when you add the national significance, it really makes it grow. Here's what's going on today as we'll take you to 1:30. We'll obviously break the game down virtually every way it can be possible. Also the BCS, which is what we're talking about. Live interviews with everybody there in the field and here. And of course, we'll give you weather updates throughout. Don't get fooled by the gray clouds. I think it's going to be a nice day for football.
And Griff, you mentioned the weather, and I'm a little jealous to send it out to Jim and Patrick because last year, Jim, we were on set in Tuscaloosa, and it was freezing. I don't know if I felt my feet until I drove back here to do the post-game show. Guys, we'll send it out to you to have a little fun.
Yeah, it's the first Iron Bowl I can remember. I don't have thermal underwear on and I'm not freezing. Beautiful weather down here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. We're underneath a banner that reads Auburn Tigers National Champions 1957 and 2010. Jay Jacobs is the Auburn Athletic Director. He gets us going with our live coverage here on Iron Bowl Saturday. And I guess when you roll out the red carpet for the entire state of Alabama, it's a big weekend for you.
It is, except, Jim, we're rolling out the orange carpet this weekend.
The orange carpet
yeah,
this weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to take a moment here to remember back to April 27th, an emotional time. Patrick, you're from Mountain Brook. I'm from Alabaster. We're 2 local guys. And what a devastating day that was for our state, losing 263 Alabamians, losing them forever. So many people came together that day, whether they wear orange and blue or crimson and white. One of the most intriguing, heartfelt moments of that entire day and the moments after was Tumors for Tuscaloosa and Holly Hart. One of the hearts behind that, that got it all going. Holly, welcome to our set here today as we get ready for the kickoff. I've got to ask you right off the bat, the emotions of this rivalry for you after that day. I know immediately there was probably some it'll never be the same again, but now that we're here and it's game time, and for 60 minutes today, is it going to feel like old times today?
I think so. You've got a Cain and Abel situation where, you know, we're brothers that hate one another.
Right.
And I think that's what we saw after the storms, because that day we were all Alabamians and everything as far as rivalries just ceased to exist because there were neighbors that needed help. And we were welcomed into Tuscaloosa with open arms. The Auburn family, I was amazed that on Friday, the Lee County EMA and the Auburn University EMA sent their medical trucks, and that was the first medical triage unit that was set up in Alberta City. And when the truck rolled into town and it had orange and blue on it,
you're still getting teary-eyed right now.
I really am, because I was just so proud. Just really made me proud of my Auburn family.
Hi, this is Lieutenant Colonel Jeff Kent coming to you from Bama Forward Headquarters in Kabul, Afghanistan. Hey, Tigers! We're gonna beat the hell out of you! Raven Jerry Yellowhammer, give them hell, Alabama!
Good stuff. And I think those guys, Griff, if they played Auburn, they could beat them.
They probably could. Those guys are all fired up over there, and I'm sure we have some Auburn fans over there, too. Hey, Patrick.
Well, guys, anybody that knows me knows I love my job. I think this is a clear indication of why I love my job. Joined right now by Ryan Martin. She's been to 2 Iron Bowls. This is her third and final Iron Bowl. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
How important is this game, and how much do you love being with these teammates right here?
Oh, there's nothing like the Iron Bowl. Especially this one right here. I feel like this one means a lot to us. A lot of us are seniors, and this is the last one we'll get to go to as cheerleaders. So this one means a lot. Okay,
and I understand Al can't necessarily say anything, but do you guys have a certain sign language that you speak with him, and how do you understand his emotions?
Big Al, let's see. He's pretty easy to read what he's doing. I mean, right now he's super excited about the Iron Bowl, obviously, and he knows that we're going to beat those Tigers. So.
Okay, we'll continue our conversation in a moment, Gary. But right now you see the University of Alabama football team arriving here. Nick Saban in the first vehicle that rolled in here, and the fans have gathered on the other end of the stadium. We'll give you pictures from Tiger Walk in a moment, but the sun has broken here on the plains, and there's not a cloud in the sky all of a sudden here as both teams make their way to the stadium. I know we called for a forecast of cloud cover earlier, but you see the majestic blue skies and the orange and blue backdrop as the team from Tuscaloosa with the crimson and white Shakers make their way to their locker room inside the stadium, and just a huge crowd gathered the visitors here today for this Iron Bowl game. 14 straight wins for Auburn in this stadium, and Alabama the last team to beat them here. They will try to prevent the rolling of Toomer's Corner later on today.
But we are waiting to see Gene Chizik and this Auburn team as they continue to come in on Tiger Walk. The fans, you see the toilet paper rolling in. Why not roll Tiger Walk, Scott?
That's right, and I'm wondering why Gene doesn't do like Nick and be the first one off and go ahead and get in there instead of being the last one coming in. Maybe his bus got deflected there, but some of the Tigers getting in and our camera people trying to find the head coach, and I think you'll hear it.
There he is.
As the uproar got going, and Gene's always got some fist pumps for us.
Look how pumped up this guy is. He knows this win can erase what has been not a bad year, but not up to 2010 standards or certainly Auburn standards in the past. Well, you see the final score right there, everybody. 42-14, Alabama has beaten Auburn in the Iron Bowl. Brad Radice here alongside Scott Griffin. And Scott, let's talk about this game. Your initial thoughts here. Alabama started out hot, kind of cruised a little bit, then put it away in the end.
Yeah, they rode A.J. McCarron in some play action, and then the second half, just, you're right, handed it to Richardson. But Brad Smelly, what a huge game, as you pointed out in the sports office. 6 catches all in the first half. 5 moved the chains for first downs, 1 for a touchdown.
Absolutely, and you look at the score here, 42-14 for Alabama. And you talk about this game, a big one. Alabama needed it, and they got it.
Yeah, and they won it in an impressive fashion. The last touchdown obviously helps for the look of the score, and the defense giving up basically 0 points with an offensive touchdown for a fumble that Auburn recovered in a kickoff. Trent Richardson, perhaps, I think he certainly wrapped up the top 2 in the Heisman with this performance tonight.
Yeah, Trent Richardson had 200-plus yards. That outgains Auburn's whole football team tonight, who didn't hit the 100-yard mark till at least the 4th quarter. Of course, coming up, we're going to wait for Gene Chizik. He'll be taking the podium momentarily. But now let's get it down to the field with Jim, Lauren, and Patrick. Guys, your initial thoughts of this Big Bama win?
Well, I thought Alabama was impressive today. Auburn's defense was good to start off with. And Patrick, I'll start with you. A.J. McCarron, impressive.
Oh, absolutely. When he came out, a lot of guys in the box needed to get the pressure off of Trent in the run game, and they did. Play action, moving A.J. around in the pocket, getting out to, especially on the flea flicker, the kid about Willie Buckley.
Boy, Auburn couldn't score, Lauren, on Alabama's defense. They did it with their own defensive play and special teams. How impressed were you with Alabama's defense?
I think the defense really stepped up, came out, like you said, the only 2 scores that came on the game were on special teams. So that, of course, was a bit of a struggle, but defensively the team really stepped up, allowed practically 0 yards, and I think that's going to be a big statement as they hopefully get a bid to the national title.
You're going to hear from Nick Saban, you're going to hear from Gene Chizik. We'll start with the players, though, as we give you 2 hours of post-game all the way until 8 o'clock. Dante Hightower, the All-American linebacker, immediately after the win over Auburn.
We definitely came out and played the way that we wanted to play. This is something we had on our mind. 365 days, we finally came out and got to play our way of ball.
And just talk about how the defense really stepped up to put that many points on the board and keep
It's something that we really wanted to do, and you know, we kind of did that. We kind of did it all season, and tonight we came out and did a real good job.
And talk about this year, after coming off redemption last year, just talk about coming out and being able to really put a lot of points on the board and, you know, hopefully have a chance at the national title.
It's definitely something we wanted to do, but as we said last year, we're going to keep saying it, never again.